Today, crowded down town. In nature, only the strong survive. Which of these warriors will illustrate this principle today?
I am Akuma, and I will teach you the meaning of pain.
Today I shall win again.
It's the battle of the century! Fight!
Both heaven and earth tremble before my might.
Let's keep it up! Fight!
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Perfect!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yo, what's up, guys? Dallas been playing Street Fighter Arcade Edition. This is like what I usually use to sort of like, you know, release myself of tension. And I was able to do that because I was using a capture card. Now, this specific capture card, this is the Fifine Ampligame V3 capture card. And with that, I'm able to record directly into OBS and record my screen and record audio at the same time. So you know what? Let me show you guys my setup. Okay, so to get this ball rolling, you're basically going to need three things. You're going to need a laptop, a capture card, and a game. Now, for this review, I'm using a PlayStation 3. If you don't have a PlayStation 3, you can use an Xbox, PS4, PS5. But for the PS3, there's a caveat. Now, because of the HDCP, I think it has to do with piracy. They don't allow you stream directly from the game into a capture card. It's just not going to work. So the way I was able to go around that was to use an HDMI switcher. So basically what I did was route it through the switcher, and then that way I can actually see my feed. So my setup is pretty simple. I have connected the Ampligame to my laptop using USB-C. And then what I did was power the PS3 and then get the HDMI output, and then I ran that into my HDMI switcher. So what I did was take the output of my HDMI switcher and I brought that into the input of the Ampligame as HDMI. And then what I did was get another HDMI cable, and then I connected the Ampligame output directly to my television. That's why you can actually see, you know, a preview of the game on my screen right there. So let's get into my setup on my laptop so you see how I actually was able to record what you guys saw a few seconds ago. Okay, so basically what I've done here, my Ampligame is connected via USB-C to my system. So using OBS, OBS is what I'm actually using to record. So with the OBS, basically what I did was create a new capture device, and I named it the Fifine Ampligame. Whatever capture card you're using, you can actually, you know, feel free to use that as, you know, but because the Ampligame is what I'm using, that's basically what I used here. So I created, basically what I did was come here and then create a capture card device. Now, after I created the capture card device, it gave me the option to pick the Fifine. So I picked up the Fifine, and then I was able to use the Fifine, you know, as my capture card. Now, I did it for both video and audio. I mean, it's really important that you pick both, especially if you're having this kind of setup where you're using a game. You want visuals and you want audio at the same time. Now, because of this experiment, I'm actually not recording this right now because I'm showing you. Otherwise, if I wasn't doing that, I'll be recording. So basically what I have done is I have created my video capture card it being the Ampligame and my audio as well being the Ampligame. So meaning that any audio that goes in through the capture card is also recorded. If you don't create a profile for your audio, you're going to see visuals, but you're not going to get any audio whatsoever at all. So basically what I've done is I've set that up, and it's also good before you start to define the format you want. Now, this I'm recording at 1080p. So basically what I did was come to video and then click on this option. So it gives you tons of options here. My base is 1080p, whilst my output, my scaled resolution is actually 1080p. That's like the highest it can go. So I'm recording at 1080p. Now, in terms of audio, what I have done is use a sample rate of 48 kilohertz. It's stereo. The rest, really, you don't need to be bothered, about how that looks or what that says. Basically, what you need is your audio and your video, and there you have it. So right now, if I say start recording, if I click on start recording, it starts recording both the video and the audio at the same time. So it's actually a very pretty setup if you're using it for a game. But there are times when you don't want to use a game, you probably want to use a camera. Now that's a different setup entirely. We'll do that in a second. But in terms of using a game, that's basically how you get it done. Now, don't forget, if you are going to be using a PS3 or anything lower or PS4, you would need to get yourself a splitter or an HDMI switcher. That's the only way that the Ampligame is actually going to be able to see your device. You don't do that, it's not going to work. Now, the setup I have right here is basically for streaming. Now, what I have done is I have taken the feed from my camera from the top. Now, from this camera, you can actually see the lens hood here. So I'm actually filming what's coming from this camera. And basically what I did was take the output of that camera and feed it directly into the input of the Ampligame V3 capture card. And as you can tell, because you guys are seeing what's on my screen, as you can tell, what I have done here is feed it directly into OBS. So whatever it is that I'm doing right here is exactly what you're going to be seeing on my screen. Right now, I don't need it because, like I said, this is sort of like a review. But if this was a live stream, what I would have done is exactly what I've done right now, which is feed the camera into the Ampligame, run that into OBS, and from OBS, I just run that straight to YouTube. So in case you want to do a live stream, the Ampligame capture card does a fantastic job of also sending your signal directly into the web, and it's clean. It's a very, very simple setup. Nothing difficult, nothing tough. So with that being said, let me read you some of the specs, and then let me just unbox and show you guys what's in the box. In the box of the Ampligame Fifine V3 capture card, you have actually just three things. You have the capture card itself, you have a USB-C cable, you have the manual. That's basically everything you have right in the box. Now let's have a look at the specs. One of the things I love most about this capture card is this RGB mode right here. Now it actually gives you about like 9 modes. Now to engage that, it has this button at the side right here. Yeah, so with that you can actually change modes. So if I click on it the first time, you have just a gradient of color at a time. You can easily change that to anyone which you like. These are another design. Let's change it. Okay, so here's another one again, and then you can change it to another one. So it gives you like tons of options, but I think the one I love the best, the one I love most, is the one with the gradient of colors. Yeah, this is like my favorite. Now on the body, you have an HDMI input, and then next to that you have a line in and a headset. Now for the line in, you can bring in your audio either from your phone or your tablet, or even if you have an audio interface, any audio source you have, you can actually route that into the capture card. On the other side, you have an HDMI output, and then on the side, of course, you have a way of changing the gradient of the colors on the card. Next to that, you have a way of powering the the Ampligame itself. Now, if you do not want these beautiful gradient of colors right here, what you can do is hold on to this button for a few seconds and then everything goes off. So now you get this very boring, flat looking, ugly, uninspiring capture card in your hands. I think I'd rather just have the colors. Now to bring the colors back, all you have to do is hold on to this for like 3 seconds likewise. There you go. And then your life is colorful all over again. A quick point of note though, the Ampligame V3 capture card does not capture at 4K. It does 1080p at 60 frames per second, but it does support a 4K pass-through, meaning that you can actually view a 4K signal at a maximum of like 30 frames per second while you are capturing at 1080p. It would be nice if, Fifine could actually give us a 4K version of this. By the way, Fifine actually sent this to me to review. They didn't tell me, what to say. I mean, the guys at Fifine are just, they fine. They just give it to me and tell me, give us an honest review. So everything you've seen me demonstrate is my own intuition. It's just how I would have used it. And shout out to Fifine. You guys do a fantastic job of giving us, equipment that are not so expensive. You guys are like a very good option. That being said, if you guys are thinking of getting yourself a capture card, I think this will work, especially if you are within the frame of 1080p. If it's a 4K card, then obviously this is not going to work for you, but I think this is a very good capture card. And in terms of pricing, it costs $47. So it's very, very affordable, which is one of the reasons I love, the equipment that Fifine actually puts out. So that being said, I've come to the end of the review. If you guys love the capture card, let me know. If there's anything you feel I missed, do let me know. If you used it before, do let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section. Like, share the video, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one, all right? Ciao.